Good evening and welcome to this week in review. Tonight's stories include NewTel announces changes to their unlimited long distance plan. April is Cancer Month. Constable Ron Caldwell is here with the court report. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
Imagine a trail 15,000 kilometers long, a Trans-Canada Trail. Right now, from coast to coast to coast, Canadians are turning the dream into reality. And when it's completed, the Trans-Canada Trail will connect us all in a new way for a new millennium. With every donation of $40, a meter of trail gets built, and your name is inscribed in a trail pavilion. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
On Wednesday, March the 29th, NewTel announced changes to their unlimited long-distance calling plan. NewTel stated that it will be taking additional steps to ensure that customers in rural Newfoundland and Labrador have access to emergency services through the long-distance network. Effective Monday, April the 10th, residential customers in 91 telephone exchanges who currently subscribe to NewTel's Simply Unlimited Long-Distance plan will have this plan replaced with NewTel 100 plan on an in-term basis until network enhancements are completed within each exchange. The NewTel 100 plan is a new calling plan that offers 100 minutes of long-distance calling within Canada during evenings and weekends for $9.95 per month. Any long-distance calling over 100 minutes will be billed at 25% off regular time of day discount rates. As each exchange is upgraded as part of the Network 2000 program, customers in that area will again be able to take advantage of all long-distance plans being offered by NewTel. We can expect Burgess Exchange to be updated in June. Residents who are now receiving the NewTel Unlimited Long-Distance Calling Plan should expect a call from a NewTel representative explaining the NewTel 100 plan and other options offered by NewTel. This $40 million network enhancement program will provide state-of-the-art digital system throughout rural Newfoundland and Labrador by mid-2001. This upgrade will dramatically increase the capacity of network, virtually eliminating network congestion and deliver many new services and features, including local dial access to the Internet. April is Cancer Month. The Calder Healthcare Centre has set up a display with quite a bit of information on the topic. The Education Committee and the Public Health Nurse invites the public to come to the hospital to take a look at the display. There is a wide variety of pamphlets, information sheets, and L2 sheets, some of which include L2 chemotherapy and radiation therapy and you, chemotherapy and you, self-exam sheets, fact sheets like cancer facts for men, facts on breast cancer, kidney, thyroid, bladder, liver, and prostate cancer. There are lots of healthy eating guides for people with cancer. Sheila Ingram, chairperson of the Education Committee, pointed out several that might be of interest to the public. These include a bookmarked spot check on moles that tells about what a normal mole looks like and some common things to do to deal with sun exposure. Listen with Your Heart, a pamphlet that helps you talk about cancer with someone. The public health nurse mentioned a booklet called Advanced Cancer, Living Each Day, that might be helpful to you. She also informed us there are books on how to deal with cancer that the public may borrow if they are interested. Just drop by our office and pick them up. On Thursday of this week, the St. John's Central High School players put on a play called The Diary of Anne Frank. Quite a number of people attended the performance. Everyone agreed that the students did an exceptional job with the play. Here's a look.
I made the bids for Mr. Frank and Mr. Crayley's sake, but you'll have to forgive me, I have to hurry. I'm running to the other side of town to get some ration books for you.
Ration books? Is this your anytime ration books living over here?
Don't worry, Mrs. Flandern. Your names won't be up, Flandern.
Thank you.
I'll be up later. He said a little bit. The ration books. I never done anything with them.
We won't be living exactly according to regulations here. I must have Mr. Frank. Oh, well, gentlemen, notice. Yes.
The Diary of Anne Frank will be shown in its entirety at a later date. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
This is the place where the dawn breaks earliest, the new year comes soonest, where the Atlantic first meets the New World, the oldest city in North America, the far east of the Western world. Imagine that.
Now over to Constable Ron Caldwell with the court report.
Court was held Wednesday past, the 29th of March in Burgeo. A 51-year-old male was convicted ex parte for a Highway Traffic Act matter and will be fined under the regulations of the Highway Traffic Act. Two Ramia women were scheduled for court for trial on Wednesday. However, their trials are set over until the 1st and 2nd of November. A young offender appeared in court for sentencing on assault and property damage charges. He received 1 year non-custodial disposition and was ordered to pay damages. A young offender appeared on two unrelated charges, one of assault and one of trafficking in a narcotic. He entered a plea of guilty to both, and the matters were set over till the 17th of May for sentencing and predisposition report. A 30-year-old male attended court for sentencing on an assault and breach of probation charge. He received a suspended sentence and 2 years probation. And that is it for the court report for today.
Mayor Ann is here now with the council report.
Good evening. Town Council report for Wednesday, April the 5th, year 2000. Items for discussion at our meeting on that date. The first item was the fish plant. That took up just about a full half hour of our deliberations. And was mostly centered around the forum which was held in Burgeo, and apparently there was some doubts as to what was discussed and which wasn't discussed. And all I've got to say is that the moderator of the forum put her concepts of the forum in writing, and most people who have read what the moderator had to say about the forum agrees that it was very concise and does outline what did take place regarding the forum. A copy of this report, which the moderator forwarded on to Mr. Dhaliwal, is at the town office, and anyone who would like to take it and read it are certainly welcome to go to the town office and pick up the copy. You know, the town can't provide everybody a copy of the report, and that is quite understandable, I think. And I would ask everyone to not just read part of it, read all of it, digest it, and form your own opinion. I think there was also a copy sent to all participants of the forum, and maybe if you could contact some of them, they could give you a copy of the report. The old thing is that it seems to be this is not a case of pro or anti-union. The old thing is who stands up for where the crab should go for Burgeo? That is the whole ins and out of it. And I don't think that I needs Mr. David Decker to explain or intervene on my behalf or give an interpretation of what I said, especially when he didn't attend the forum. There is no ambiguity into where I stand as regard to crab for this town. In January, I made it quite clear in St. John's. In February, in a letter which went to Mr. Dhaliwal, it was stated quite clear what Burgeo's position is regarding crab. And in March, at the forum in St. John's, I again reiterated that crab outside 200, in my opinion, belongs to Burgeo. There's no doubt in my mind that we have first claim on that crab. And I have said it over and over and over again, and I said it again at the forum in Burgeo. And what we've been asking quite clearly is that Mr. McCurdy will go on record unequivocally stating that he supports, if there's an increase in the total allowable catch outside of 200 in the year 2000, that it will be directed to the South Coast. That's all we're asking. It's no big thing. Just state it in writing, send it to Mr. Dhaliwal saying that he supports the communities on the South Coast and that any increase in quota outside 200 should go to the South Coast. That's all that's being asked for. In 8 years of having a fish plant closed, I don't think that's too much to ask that your union leadership would support you in this. And that is what the council and the action committee supports. I have stated it. I've stated it everywhere I stated before. I said before. Plus, I've said it on the Fisherman's broadcast. I've said it on an interview on CBC radio. And what I'm more or less saying is that if you support us, get out there and say it. Anybody knows that politicians will play a political game. But when you get union leaders also playing a political game, then I don't think that that's fair ball. And I think the membership here on the South Coast has the right to be told where their leadership stands if there is an increase in quota outside 200. Let them come out and say so and clear up any misunderstandings. We don't need anything other than to make a clear statement on where they stand. So this was the thing that came in for a fair amount of discussion at our council meeting, and I'll say again, anybody who wants to know sort of a wrap-up of the forum can certainly pick up a copy at the town office and read it and bring it back for someone else. Another item for discussion was tidy towns. Our town is registered again this year. There's a regional workshop taking place. First one is in Gander, and we feel there will be a few spin-off workshops from there. The town have applied for an environmental program, and 4 students will be hired for 8 weeks. And these 4 students will no doubt help keep our town clean and tidy, and will come up with suggestions in ways that we can improve on our town. The town manager has been advised by Irving Oil. As you know, your council has made representation to Irving Oil a number of times now on on the untidiness of their property in the Reach. And he has received information that there will be improvement in the property in the Reach area, and this should take place anywhere from about the 15th to the 20th of April. So hopefully we can look forward to that area of town being cleaned up. Deputy Mayor Barter gave a report on our meeting in St. John's. Deputy Mayor Barter and the Development Officer, Mr. Greg Illier, visited St. John's and met with several cabinet ministers and so on regarding the arena for Burgeo. They presented the proposal for the arena. They were assured that Burgeo is on a high priority. They got a very positive response, and maybe late May or late April or early May, we should probably get an answer with regard to what's going to take place regarding our arena. Building applications, this was quite an upturn, and very optimistic note was sent there, as we had several building applications. One was for Mr. Darren McDonald to construct the new home in the Harbour area, and Mr. Junior Strickland had an application in which was also approved to construct the new home. There was also an application for improvements to the Irving gas bar, and to move the gas bar to a new location and to improve on that. So all in all, you know, things like that, there is activity building taking place in Burgeo, which gives everyone, I think, a good feeling. The greenhouse project is underway. What the success will be, no one knows, but council certainly wishes it every success. And also during the week, we had a new long liner come to Burgeo. Mr. Henry Young arrived with a new boat, and it's activity such as this that our town needs. And I really wish that the fishery would come back so we could have 25 or 30 vessels of that type, so that we could have another source of a resource for our plant. Due to the vacancies left by Councillor Blaine Marks and Councillor Robert Sims, it was decided that Council would hold a by-election. The nomination for that by-election will be Tuesday, May the 9th, and the election will take place on Tuesday, May the 30th. So once again, I say that Council is now open for nominations on Tuesday, May the 9th, and there will be an election on Tuesday, May the 30th. And I really would encourage people to get interested in their town, and let's have an election. You know, anybody elected to council in this election will only have just a little better than a year to serve. So it will give you a chance to get a feeling about council, and it'll give you a chance to see whether you would like to be a councillor or not. So your town certainly needs you. And it speaks well of a town when there's a good turnout of candidates for a position on council. I think recently they had an election in Port-aux-Basques for only one position, and I believe there was 8 people, 8 candidates. So I know Port-aux-Basques is much larger than Burgeo, but certainly we should be able to field more than 1 or 2 or neither candidate to serve on the town council. So keep those 2 dates in mind, May the 9th and May the 30th, and put your name in the hat and to get involved in your town. Another letter was received from Newtel Communications regarding unlimited access. I'm sure many of you have received a call regarding the unlimited access, which kicks in on April the 10th. And it's quite encouraging to see that Newtel put us on the high priority list as far as upgrading of our facilities. And in June, our facilities will be upgraded, and we can go back, or for those who wish to go back, to the unlimited access again. And I would like to say at this time, you know, that Newtel is a good corporate citizen. They pay taxes, and they're the only telephone company that does pay taxes. So therefore, I would sort of encourage the people to not get too upset and run off with some other telephone company for the couple of months that you're going to be cut back a little bit. And you know, it's only up until June, and then you can go back to your unlimited access and to support the telephone company that also supports your town. A letter was received from the group called Friends of Gas on Shore. One Andy Wills is heading up, asking us to become a participant and to support them, and also to become a member. To become a member would cost $500. After some discussion, Council was of the opinion that whether the gas is developed onshore or if it goes to the offshore, it doesn't seem to be, if Hibernia is any indication, that it does a big lot for Burgeo. So it seems as if the riches which may come from the oil industry will probably be concentrated in the Avalon Peninsula area, and therefore your council have decided to not become a participant at this time. Council received a petition from a group in Muddy Old, and this has been ongoing for some time now, regarding a guardrail which they want council to put in a turnaround area in Muddy Old. Again, I would like to reiterate that council is not in any way going to put guardrails on private property. This has been pointed out in the past, and you know, council is just not going to do that. Once you open up the door and start doing things on private property, then, you know, once the cover comes off the box, when do you put the cover back on? And to the people, we're not saying that there shouldn't be a guardrail there, and it's certainly not cost which is preventing us from doing it. It's just it's just not the way that council operates or the way that council should operate. Now, those people who's got a lot of concern about this turnaround area and who want to use it, I mean, there's nothing to stop them from putting the guardrail there themselves, but council certainly will not be putting a guardrail in that area. And this is the only reason that it's on private property, and that getting in on private property and making ourselves responsible for things which could occur on private property is not the thing that council should or will be doing. Council is presently in the process of trying to acquire a pilot project which will do water testing. This is a firm which is out, and it would the financing would come from the Department of the Environment, and they would probably sit up in the old chlorine building and operate for, I don't know if it's 3 or 6 months, and at the end of the test period and so on, they would be able to tell us exactly what we need to improve the quality of our water. So we think we've got a good chance of, the company themselves would like to come into Burgeo on account of the ease of setting up their testing equipment, and so therefore we have applied to the Department of the Environment and Municipal Affairs to see if we cannot get this pilot project for Burgeo. And if we do, it costs us somewhere in the vicinity of $40,000. However, council would not have to finance it. Our town hall, for some time now, we have been working with HRD and one and the other to see if we couldn't get some funding to enlarge our town hall. I'm sure if many of you have visited the town hall, you must agree that we're kind of crowded there. There's, for instance, the council chambers is used as a coffee shop, it's used as a storage space, it's used as an office, it's used as a computer room. The least it is used as is council chambers. Also, there is no office there for the mayor or any of the councillors should they want to do some business. And we're probably the only town in Newfoundland who doesn't have a proper office or a proper council chambers. So therefore, the workers with the outreach office needs more space, and the development officer needs more space. So we've been working with different government departments on this, and it looks like we may get $75,000 in funding. So if we could get $75,000, we feel we can upgrade the council chambers and so on, and it would only be an investment of $5,000 for the town. So therefore it was approved to go ahead and see if we couldn't get HRD and the others to come on side and see if we can't improve on our town hall. Invoices in the amount of $12,978 were approved for payment, and that's it for this week. Thank you.
On Friday of last week, the residents of Missers were paid a visit by what has become a familiar sight around Burgeo. Why not? Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
Come for a good time and we'll sweep you off your feet with jigs and reels and festivals and the world's most friendly folk. Dance your cares away at the Kelligrew Soiree. Imagine that.
Off the Rack. This week as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of another theatre arts play. Let's look back to June 1992.
The kid who was for me is really very sweet, and the arrangements works out well. I sometimes hear a needle. I usually try to flush it out with water and bleach at first, but it will brochure say. I mean, I do if it's convenient. Anyway, it's not like I'm addicted. It just helps me get through that. Can you imagine what we were doing? And what did twins look like getting a needle in Mama's purse? It would bring Molly.
It isn't that my marriage is bad. It's still going on great whenever she has time. And I love the twins. I wouldn't even call her an affair. Just met this young girl. She seemed interested, and I thought, why not? It was fun for a while, but we ended it. My wife doesn't know. There's no reason to tell her. I would never do anything to mislead my family.
It was hard going back to my man, but I was very careful before I got involved. Asking him to never experiment with drugs, but he said he never did anything like that. So we went in. I was strictly faithful the whole time. Then I went in as well, and I found pictures of his kids. He had twins. The odds are away. The guy wasn't even divorced. When I confronted them about it, they said, everyone's got their little secrets. I said, forget it. Number one, you're married. Number two, you totally lied. Who needs it? Turned out to be a good decision though. Look, now I'm engaged to Paul. He's the sweetest guy. We tell each other everything. I guess no woman or a man really did everything.
Good evening and welcome to the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. I'm Jennifer Marks. The winners of the Sand&Sea TV Bingo was Donna Mead. Congratulations, Donna. The RBP will be hosting the next TV Bingo on Wednesday, April 12th at 7 p.m. Cards are $1 each or 6 for $5 and can be purchased from any RBP member or are in most stores around town. Please support the RBP and play TV Bingo. The Anglican Church Vestry will be holding potluck supper on Sunday, April 16th. Supper starts at 4:30 and costs $4.50 for adults and $3.50 for children under age 10. Come to the parish hall on April 16th and support the Anglican Church and enjoy a wide variety of dishes and desserts. The Sand&Sea Committee will be having a dance at the Fire Hall on Saturday, April 15th. Doors open at 10 p.m. and the dance starts at 10:30. Admission is $3 per person. Music is by A&A Disco. The committee will be selling subs, french fries, and tickets. And there will also be a door prize. The driver examiner will be in Burgeo on Wednesday, April 12th to do written and road tests as well as photo IDs. The Burgeo Lioness Club will be having a community shower for Corwin Durnford on Monday, April 10th at the Community Center. Cards will start at 9:30. This shower will help offset medical expenses for out-of-the-province open heart surgery. Please come along and bring a friend to support this worthwhile cause. If your group or organization has an upcoming event planned, we'll be happy to advertise it for you. Just call the BBS office by Wednesdays of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community events segment of tonight's podcast. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing RBP TV Bingo. Following the bingo, we will have a video entitled What I Wish I Knew, all about 6 women and their experience with breast cancer. Tune in on Thursday when we'll have a rebroadcast of Who Wants to Win $50. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories, a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. Next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we will have Religious Revelations. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Next week's program will be followed by The Bandwagon. Please stay tuned now for Who Wants to Win $50. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night.